A teďka bych si tady přizval Milana Weimerta z firmy Kyselé Wolf alias KIWO a dozvíme se něco o sítotiskové chemii.
Good.
Hey Milan.
Hello, good morning. Good
I
morning
told
for
them you are my friend.
we are. Sure we are. Yeah, so good morning for everybody. Happy to be here again. Thank you for the invitation. Thank you for your participation. Today I'm going to try to explain a bit about cleaners, what you can use in your processes in the industry. So you may know KIWO already. It's a picture about our company, German-based company, doing a lot of things. We are also only working with screen printing products.
It was my question, by the way.
Sorry.
So you are really only 100% of screen printing.
Exactly. For
And
many,
you
many
have
years.
still a job.
And I still have a job, just like Andreas said. This screen printing is still alive. So, KIWO is still focusing on screen and will remain like that for many, many years, hopefully. From our product range, screen making chemicals, most probably the most well-known products, emulsions, for example. Today's topic, cleaning chemicals, of course, but we also do printable adhesives or flocking adhesives for the industry. We also have resists and coatings, sort of printable protecting coatings. And of course, we give also our services like assisting customers, bringing ideas, solving problems, or solving new ideas come to life and be able to print it. So today, as mentioned, cleaning chemicals, talking about degreasers, decoaters, cleaners, ghost image reclaiming for those customers who not yet have the setup from Grünig or Scientronic. So we're talking about clean line. Yeah, solvents. Everybody has to use it. You have to clean some screens. There are a lot of factors which we are trying to manipulate or set up correctly for your purposes, like the polarity of the solvents. It's important. Depending on your ink, we have to choose the right solvent also. The chemical construction, the research and development behind it, the chain lengths deep inside the chemistry. Temperature, of course, also a very influencing factor. Of course, the higher the temperature is, usually the solvents are better working, but be careful with solvents. You cannot heat up solvents to avoid any kind of explosion or accidents. Pressure, not so much important with solvents, but very much important afterwards for decoating or reclaiming the screens, getting back to life the dirty screens. And of course, the flash points of the product, the usability, explosion risk, and of course the smell and evaporation, beside the most important thing, which is the regulations in terms of flash points. Horrible picture on the right. Hopefully nobody would see something like that. If you follow the rules, then most probably it will not happen.
So it's not just the regulation?
Yeah, it's
there
your,
is
it's
also
your
a
own safe.
practical part of
Exactly. So carefully choose the solvent you are using. I understand solvent, everybody would like to buy as cheap as possible, but be careful with cheap solvents. The most important factor, first to check before price if the flash point is correct for the application you want to use or not. There are also some EU regulations or local regulations, but concerning all these, the most important two things for manual cleaning, flash point minimum 40 Celsius. If you use it in some kind of machine, minimum 55 Celsius to keep it safe, to avoid such problems, what you can see on the picture. Talking about manual cleaning and automatic machine cleaning, what is an optimal cleaner? Of course, it could be more or less different for almost everybody because you use different setups.
My question is, so I need a special chemistry for manual cleaning and special chemistry for the automatic cleaning?
Sort of, yes. I would say so. What you can use for manual cleaning, not necessarily you can use for automatic cleaning. but what you can use for automatic cleaning is surely safe for manual cleaning. Again, flashpoints are the key reasons. So optimal cleaner, yeah, it should have a good evaporation rate. It dries fast if you clean it manually. No residues, of course. Safe for the stencils. Yeah, that's another point, very important point. Cheap solvents usually start damaging the emulsions or your stencil. So if you want to reuse your stencil, keep it in mind and try to choose the correct solvent, not to damage it.
Acetone is good for stencils,
Yeah,
right?
it's good for nail polish, but not meant for stencils. Yeah, so it's usually weakens the stencil. It will be more fragile. It will be less resistant mechanically and chemically also. So I wouldn't recommend to use acetone. And on the same time, acetone is evaporating so fast that to clean a square meter of screen with acetone, maybe you would need, let's say, 1 liter, because it evaporates fast, so you have to wet your rug again and do it. So use a lot of cleaner for cleaning 1 square meter, while a perfect solvent, which is developed for cleaning stencils, maybe half a liter would be enough. So the price issue, the difference on price, acetone is cheap, but you use more. At the end of the day, usually a dedicated product gives you a better performance, and financially is also much better.
So thinners is for thinnering.
Yeah, thinners are
And
for
cleaners
thinning,
is
cleaners
for
are for
cleaning.
cleaning, preferably, yes. Yeah, of course, smell is always a question. Everybody feels differently for different smells. Manual cleaners are not the nicest smell, of course, because they are evaporating quite fast, so you get a lot of in your nose. Higher flashpoint automatic cleaners are less disturbing in terms of smell. Yeah, and automatic, again, it should be very important, safe and optimal evaporation rate, good cleaning power, low smell, long life cycle, because you pour 200 liters in your machine, you want to use it for a long time. Preferably preventing ghost image building, which is important, and if possible, biodegradable. About manual cleaning, some tips. We have a very long range of products. I don't want to get into much details. It's just giving ideas to you how to choose. But maybe 2 tips for manual cleaning. Both of them are safe, above 40 Celsius, good for manual cleaning for most of the inks you can use in your process. Then degreasing, which is mainly manually done, but there are also machinery for degreasing. You can use concentrates or the KIWO Mesh XL, which is a sort of special one. It's not only a degreaser, it's also a wetting agent for capillary films or to improve the adhesion between emulsion and mesh. So basically you get a stronger stencil. With that you can print longer. So I would definitely recommend that also. And of course at the end of the process, the coating. Nowadays concentrates are much more popular. I fully agree with that. I don't like the powder type of decoaters. Nowadays you can buy really good quality and good priced concentrates, liquids for that. This is also a manual cleaning, even though you are using a machine. So again, flashpoint, what should it be? Immediately we should be at 55. The 60 is for some kind of German regulations, that's even stricter. So even though you are doing a manual cleaning, but you are using a circulating pump, basically electricity, so the flash point has to be the 55 Celsius, or the higher level. For that, we can offer these, for example, these 2 solvents. These 2 solvents doesn't contain emulgator, which helps basically to get an even better dissolving of the ink pigments. But as here you don't have water rinsing, these products are without the emulgator, because emulgator needs to be rinsed with water at the end of the process.
So emulgators will be better with automatic cleaning.
Exactly.
You need with the water rinsing.
Exactly, and most of our cleaners for the automatic system containing also emulgator.
And Grunig have the water rinsing?
Yes. Sure. Pretty good one, by the way. Yes. Automatic. 2 main types, chamber machines or inline machines. Chamber machines like the one on the picture is a separated chamber, not inline. It does what it has to do. It could be ink cleaning, decoating, developing, degreasing maybe, if you want. So the solvent is circulating in it, and there is no cross-contamination in between the chambers, preferably, at least not at Grunig products. The flash point of the cleaner, again, 55 minimum or even higher. Some ideas for that. Here, these two already mentioned. This one is already with emulgator, that's why it's also mentioned with water raising only. Or there is a special solvent of ours, the KIWO Clean AQ range, because we have different products from that, which is basically a concentrated solvent which you can dilute with water, depending on your ink system, even up to 1 to 3, so 3 parts water and 1 part solvent, which is a very cost-effective way of doing, and also less health hazard and impact on the environment. In terms of degreasing and decoating, we offer more or less the same products like before on the manual cleaning I mentioned. Inline cleaning, very popular, fully understandable why. Automatization, as Andreas already mentioned, it's a great tool for that. Stencil goes through between the different chambers, and depending on what the machine can do, could be, again, ink cleaning, decoating, water rinsing. Cross-contamination could be an issue. Again, not really with Grunig, but some machines which are very short, so there are no real space in between the chambers. Just think about it. You have a large frame, larger than this. It goes through the chambers. One side is on the ink cleaning chamber. The other side is already in the decoating part. So basically, there will be cross-contamination in between the tanks.
You are bringing the cleaner to the
next stage,
next
and
stage.
it's not meant to do that. Sometimes it starts to foam up, or it's going to be messy. But for
losing
the power, and it's annoying to clean it all the time if foam starts to come out from your machine. But of course, we have for that some additives, so it can be also controlled. But as I said, from my experience at least, never really experienced in the Grunig system. Good. Again, for inline, usually inline has always some kind of water rinsing in it, so we prefer to offer some kind of emulgator containing product, which gives you the benefit of a very good cleaning power and also prevents to building ghost images, which caused by the ink. And with that, of course, you can save a lot at the end. So you get a nice clean screen, but still you see the ghost image. You cannot work with that really. So that's why I think it makes sense, if you have the possibility, to use emulgator containing products to get rid of that stage of that extra cost and problems. Talking about stencil removing, decoating, we still believe in that. Maybe it comes in the future to a stage where everybody will use only fresh mesh every time. But until then, you can use our products and
see our hopes.
Yeah, see our hopes, I'm sure. Yeah, Roland shows thumbs up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But until then, still there's a solution, a good solution on the market, and what we offer. So you need basically, both for manual or automatic usage, more or less the same parameters. You need a stable concentrate, because powders tend to recrystallize after the time. So if you don't use it maybe for 10 days, the raw materials are starting to recrystallize if you use a powder. If you use concentrates from KIWO, these are very stable for a very long time. You will not see any problem with that, or it will not get weaker by the time. Of course, they are made for a general use, so you can remove direct emulsions, capillary films, indirect films if someone is still using that technology. Free of active chlorine, which is very important in terms of wastewater management, so to avoid high AOX values levels. High concentration, so you save quite a lot, even though we can also sell ready-to-use product, but basically it's a concentrate with water. So German water is nice, but I'm sure the Czech water will just do the same good quality. So rather buy concentrates and use your own mixture if you want. And very important in machines, no powders, because it will block the system, block the nozzles, and it will cause only problems. Yeah, everybody's favorite, ghost images.
But the ghost images, it's only one ghost image?
Oh, there are several ghosts. Everybody has their
No.
own. Yeah, well, also. No, but really, I have three main types. The most common is ink ghost image, when you see your print still after decoating. The other ghost image, very usual or casual, is a stain from diazo, from the emulsion, or from the pigmentation of the emulsion. Can come from, as Andreas already mentioned, bad drying, so will surely cause ghost images. Underexposure surely cause ghost images, or quality of emulsion or the pigmentation. So, and the third one, when the mesh gets used, then comes Roland, and we can re-stretch the mesh, because again, when you see the squeegee marks on your mesh by rubbing it, like a jeans, you rub it, you will see sooner or later it gets weaker. You have to cut it. There is no chemistry for repairing that.
But so many times it's a combination between
It's
the diazo and the ink ghost.
Usually it's a combination, yes. What also can cause really nice ghost images, by the way, coming back to the first part of the presentation, is acetone or nitro, even better. You see everything.
It dries
afterwards.
so much,
So
fast.
it will melt the surface of the mesh, of the threads, and of course pigments will stuck into these little crevices, and then it gets bonded much stronger. That's why you have stronger ghost imaging if you use not very well designed solvents for cleaning. But if you we still have some solutions for it. Prega Mega Clean Extra, which is a paste mainly against in-ghost images, or the Pregan Anti-Ghost, which is against diazo ghost image or diazo staining or emulsion stains. As mentioned, usually the combination of ghosts are appearing, so you can use this product combined also on the screen to get rid of the complete disturbing factor and get a hopefully reusable fresh new screen without damages. Clean line is quite clean line, and the cleaning products is quite a complex topic, so it's not so easy to choose. We have also a lot of products, and everybody has slightly different problems, so we always advise to ask for the help of the sales team from Service Centrum, filling out such a form which is full with annoying questions, but at the end it will worthwhile taking some time to discuss through all these parameters, because then we can really focusedly choose one or two solvents or cleaners for your problem, which you can test and then hopefully get the right product in a shorter time. Web. KIWO.de important, so not KIWO.com, which is the US website of KIWO with different products, but I recommend KIWO.de. Here in Europe, you can find such a brochure, which I think is very informative about most of our solvents. It's not the full list, but the key products. I would recommend to take a look at on that. You can find what kind of ink you want to clean. You can choose the right one, if it's manual or automatic. Some flashpoint informations, very important. The labeling and the hazard statements are also involved, so you can choose something which is more suitable for your current or maybe future plans in terms of wastewater management or dealing with solvents. So I can only offer, beside talking with the guys from Service Centrum, maybe take a look at on the web.
I see here a lot of types. Is here something special, something new?
All of them are quite special, but we have a new one, you're right. For the manual cleaning, the most commonly used solvent, what you offered for manual cleaning, was the KIWO Clean LM 628. General one, works well, smells.
But what about this?
That's why. I mean, it works well, but you see, there are a lot of things going on if you use such a product. So we developed a new one, the 673, which is also meant, almost the same flash point, so it's safe for manual cleaning, but with less problematic substances or raw materials in it. So we can offer that, for example, for a safer way of manual cleaning against acetone or nitro, for example. Yeah, so I can fully recommend the KIWO website and these informations. Shortly talking about emulsions is one of our core businesses. Maybe our newest or latest product range, emulsion range, which is an SBQ-based range, polycol SHR, ZHR, and WHR. Differences in the resistancy. SHR means for solvent-based inks, UV inks, plastizols. ZHR as a universal, and WHR meant for water-based and plastizol resistancy.
So it's the HHR meaning is high resistance or high resolution?
It's I would say it's high resolution from the beginning on. Maybe Poly Plus S is a well-known product for most of you at least. This one I would compare to the Poly Plus S.
But on the SBQ version?
On the SBQ version. Why is SBQ version good? Because you need it for computer to screen, or if you have weaker exposing lamps or LED, you need a fast reactive but still high resolution emulsion, which was not the case 5 years ago if you used an SBQ emulsion, maybe not 5, maybe 10 years ago. But nowadays the technology is there that we can offer a high resolution SBQ emulsion, which is fast, which is reliable, which is resistant. And if you have some special needs, you can still add some extra diazo in it. Somewhere it's written. Yeah, exactly. So you can add some diazo into this emulsion, even though you don't need it. But if you want to achieve even higher resolution or even higher resistancy, then there's the option to upgrade your emulsion by your own. And
or exposing time also?
Exposing time will of course change as soon as you add the diazo into this emulsion system. The exposing time you will need a bit longer, but it's not dramatic. I'm pretty sure you have already trials with it, Andreas, at Scientronic.
What we see is this kind of new type of SPQ emulsion are really almost as good as dual pure. They are fast, they are high resolution, no problem for computer to screen, even if the light source is not that powerful. It's the new generation.
It's a new generation of emulsions, sure. Yeah. So we see that will be maybe the new way for the future. So I can fully recommend these emulsions as new ones. We have another one which is quite a special one. It's a very thick, very high viscous and high solid content emulsion called Polycol Max XL. As you can see, it's mainly for thick printing. If we're talking about creative designs or talking about braille or t-shirt printing where you need some kind of structure or the three-dimensional prints, or it could be even glass or even electronic industry where you need certain thickness of conductive inks to print. And as you can see, it's also one component emulsion, so it's an SBQ. Means even though it's really thick, your stencil is, you can still very well expose it on any kind of system, basically. And if you are good in coating and you know some extra technologies, you can go up to 1000 micron thickness, which is basically a crazy figure.
It's 1 millimeter.
It's 1 millimeter, yeah.
It's a lot.
It's the normal, well, I think I've spoken with customers, they say, oh, we are coating very thick, and we measured and it was 150 microns, which is nice and thick, you can feel it, but compared to 1000 micron, it's a different league. So we can offer this emulsion. It's very easy to work with it also, because usually with such thick emulsions, it's a hassle to coat it because it's very thick, then you need a very long exposure time, then it takes ages to develop it. So it's sort of pain to work with such emulsion, but not with this one. And I have my own experiences also collected. It's really good, so I can offer it for testing if you need it. Yeah.
125 years.
Yo, it's yes, it's KIWO is getting quite old, so I hope there is another 125 years for KIWO. that's the plan. We will see how it comes. But basically, we can only offer our services and our products. We are really focused on screen, nothing else, just screen, and we are trying to get the best out of our knowledge and helping your business also. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Milan, for the presentation.
So do I. For any further questions later on, I'm still here for the whole day in the workshop downstairs in different stages. Feel free to ask or
Tak děkujeme
Just pick me
moc
up.
Milanovi za jeho přednášku.